Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So I have been asked many times about me doing my art quilts and what exactly I do. And I know I've done a video on this before, but I'm just going to do a little update on these things. And because I have to make a background, so I figured why not do it on video? So, as you know, I love using the Fabric Creations. They are soft fabric ink by Plaid. And this color is aqua marine, and I'm using white, and I'm using a carnation, which is a pink. And that's what I'm going to start with. And what I like to do, now they have all kinds of colors. I even pulled a hot pink and a African violet in case I want to go a little darker with the pink. I might mix the pink with a little bit of this hot pink while I'm sitting here thinking about it, because that is kind of a light carnation pink. So I'll show you what that looks like on here, and then I'll go from there. So what I like to do is I like to wet my fabric, and you can, you know, really wet it, but since I'm doing it here and I am in limited space because I like to crowd myself as much as possible, and I'm going to squirt just a little bit of water in each. That's how I like to do it. You might not like to do it that way, and that's how I like to do it. So I have a paintbrush that is damp. Now you can use I'll tell you what paintbrush probably would be better to use, which, you know, I'm all about what works the best for me. I had a bigger one. Where'd it go? Where did you go? There you are, way in the back. Excuse me if you accidentally see something inappropriate. Okay. So, this is the 3/4 scruffy brush from Plaid. This is does it say what it is? A half scruffy. I'm going to use the bigger one, but I have these makeup sponges and stuff that I'm going to use as well. And what I like to do, like I said, I'm going to work just in the middle here where you can kind of see, and get to getting. Now I like to liquefy the fabric and the paint because it just helps me move it around. And I'm going to go in with white first. I didn't wet my brush, but you certainly can. And if it's a little too gunky, add some more water. And I just like to kind of go and pretend like it's a mixed media canvas background. I'm going to show you something, which I'm not doing at the moment, but if you look underneath, it kind of goes through. So my advice is, if you're going to do this, put paper underneath. Put brown paper from a brown paper bag or mixed media paper or whatever you have, because that paint that transfers becomes a background. Do you know what I mean? And that's really cool when you're getting a twofer. So, you know, you definitely can do that. Now, let me show you something not to do. Do not leave your brushes sitting in water because, can you hear that? It's loose, and I'm going to have to glue it because, you know, I left it sitting in water and it just like eats away at the glue or the wood or something, and it makes it a mess. So you don't want to necessarily do that. I sometimes forget. I think, oh, I'll be back in, and then I never take it out, or I forget. All right, so you can see. And you can, you know what, I've done this before. You can tape your fabric down. This is a little big, but you can definitely masking tape it down and really get, you know, some good traction, I guess. And you want them to mix the best, you know, that you can. I want the white to just kind of be a little bit. I want it to change some of the color that I'm putting down. So of course you can go back in and add more white. But if you don't have one of these or you don't want to use them, you definitely can use makeup sponges. And you just kind of go in and you tap it around. And these give a nice, and this is the pink color, the carnation. And you can see it's beautiful, but a little too light for me, I think. But I'm going in that blue, and that'll help lighten that up too. But I'm a dark girl, you guys know. And you can see it picks up that blue, and then I can go in and I'm like dragging the makeup brush. I mean the makeup sponge. Too many makeup videos this morning. That's what Emily and I do. In the morning, we watch our favorite beauty bloggers when they upload. Okay, but you see, I'm going to add some of that darker pink in there, I think. Okay. Let's add a little, just a little bit. And I will use a brush to stir it. And it just deepens it a little bit. Yeah. I might be putting purple and all that on here. Now, I like doing this, and you can leave it. You don't have to necessarily put it in. You know what I mean? Like, make it all one color because you're just adding. But for me, I'm spreading it this way. And I think I want some white on that pink, too. And that's just not as runny, but that's okay, because we're just going to flick it. Oh, I love doing it at the end. When you get all that great, and you can leave it like this, leave it dry like this, it would be beautiful. But I would have if I would have done some blue over here, but I didn't. So it's not going to work the way I wanted it to. But I'm just going in. And you can use a paintbrush, you can use whatever you want. Now look what's happening. I'm going over with the blue, and look how it's doing that. Because it's sunk in some of it to the bottom. Again, like I said, have your paper. So we're getting a really good texture. Look at that. Look at that beautiful paint. And really, this is what I do. And if you need it wetter, which I will in a moment, I will squirt it. It gives it more of a watercolor look, I guess. And they have, Plaid has watercolor paints now. They're like an acrylic watercolor, and they're really cool. Maybe I'll do a piece of fabric. Let me know down below. Would you want me to do a piece of fabric with the watercolor paint? I'm loving this background here. And see, I love the variation with the white and the... Now, if I go and slide this, like drag it through, you're going to see it smear the pink. Make it more, I don't know, more of like a, I want to say smoky kind of appearance, almost. Ghost-like, should I say? I'll tell you what, go to your dollar store and get these makeup sponges because, and I have a bunch of different kinds, they work for so much. These are great for backgrounds in your art journal. They're great for this. They're great for putting on your moisturizer, you know, whatever you got going on. I love having them in my art room because you can just get so many different things done with it. And you don't have to have costly supplies. If you have good costly supplies, hey, more power to you. Most of my supplies on my fingers, which are free to me. I don't know how well you can see down here, but I just want to get this. I like to square it off the best I can. Yeah, I'm loving this. Loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this up just a little bit so it's on camera. And I'm going to play with a little bit of the purple. Give it a little shake. And I'm just going to kind of lay a little bit down like that. And then I'm going to squirt, which sounds not that appetizing. I'm going to save my blue. I'm going to pick up a different, you know, a different makeup sponge. Now look how cool this is. I mean, really, this stuff is fantastic. And plaid, oh, excuse me, on their website, they're having, I think you get $10 off and free shipping of $50 or more. And they're having another sale. What is it? What the heck was it? Yeah, I think it's the $10 and free shipping. I think that's all they're having right now. I think folk art is on sale for like 20% off or something. But go check out your local AC Moore and Michaels and Joann's. They have them and you can use a coupon. Just pick up a couple colors. You see here I'm using white, blue, and pink. I'm going to incorporate some of the purple, but you don't have to. I just might do this around the edges for a border. Because I went, let me tell you, I went to, what's it called, Joann's the other day. I never leave the house. I never leave the house because I hate it. And the only place I will go usually is my sister's on a Friday night because we have family dinner. And that's if I'm completely okay. But I get to see my nephew and that's what I make myself do. But I never leave the house. I hardly ever go anywhere. And I went to Joann's. And I looked for fabric. I wanted to get some new fabric for doing my quilts. Because I thought, oh, Halloween fabric and all that kind of stuff. And look, I'm just blending with the clean side between the blue and the purple. Now, see, I'll finish my story in a minute. But you see, I have this going on. And you can see it underneath where you can even push it to blend some more. But I went and they had no fabric that I liked. Not only that, it was expensive as all get out. I don't know when the prices of fabric grew as much as they did. And maybe if I found something that I really loved, you know, I would have got it. But I just didn't find anything. So, being sad that I went out and couldn't find anything, I thought, you know what? Just go back to making a lot of your own kind of fabrics and stuff because, you know, what else am I going to do? I can't find anything I want and I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. So, that's what I started doing. So, I bought a few yards of just my regular muslin and here I am. So, now you can see, let me pull this up for a minute. You can see how this is darker than this. But what I'm going to do is, once I figure out what I want to use this for, which I might go this way, I don't know, I'll probably cut it where the purple starts, and then I can use this as a dress or put colors together or back or whatever. So it doesn't always have to be, you know, spot on. But I'm going to move you down. And then I'm going to move these over here. And I'm going to finish the blue and pink up here. So I'm just going to go on with the blue. Picking up a little threads off of here. And I'm going to just kind of smash it down to the edge. And of course, you're going to get little threads. I wash this fabric before I use it. Usually, sometimes I won't. You don't always have to. It depends on what it's going to be used for. But I think the instructions for the fabric paint say to wash it beforehand. But once this fabric paint, I will read the directions when I'm done. Once the fabric paint dries and cures, you can wash it. I make these to hang, so I don't necessarily make them to be used. Some people have asked me if I would make them to be used, and I probably could. That's going to have to be an experiment I will do. And you see, I just put a little bit of, sprayed a little bit of water, just so I can kind of blend it out a little bit more. I'll have to go in one more time and just kind of hit where it's at those ends. A little bit more. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to drizzle. I'm going to take my paintbrush, whatever paintbrush you have. I'm going in and I'm going to drizzle. Grab some more and drizzle. And drizzle. I need more water on my brush. Come on, baby. Drizzle, drizzle. I'll help it a little bit. You just want some painterly kind of things. There we go. Come on, baby. Yeah. All right. Okay, love it. And then I will go in with another part. These are great. You get so many different things. And I'm just going to kind of dab it in. Dabbing for Angie. Angie's Art Channel. And anybody else who dabs, I don't even know. Okay. All right, I'm digging it. Now I'm going to go in one more time with some of this white. And I'm going to let that do its thing. I'm not even going to touch it. Oh my God, I'm loving this. I can't even stand it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift this up right now, and I'm going to just take some of that white and just kind of, because even on its own, if I cut that purple, this is going to look cool. And you see how it kind of gets sucked in a little bit, so it's not stark white. It just looks like little stars or something. I don't know. Just think it's delicious. And then I'm going to take just a little bit. I'm just going to squirt a little bit here. And we're going to run it. I'm going to take a paintbrush. I'm just going to take my brush I was using here. And I'm going to run it all over my pencil. It's like, no, I want to be in the video. And I'm just running it a little bit. I don't. It doesn't matter. It's a little darker, a little lighter. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to pull it into that blue a little bit. I'm going to run it down here. Taking that extra. And I'm just dragging it down here. A little bit more water. You don't even need more product. Just wet your brush a little bit and just kind of pull it down. And yeah, I am thrilled. I know it's a weird way to do things. You definitely can go around and sprinkle more of the stuff around, and maybe I will if you want to dry quickly. I don't suggest you sit with your heat gun on for hours. But you can definitely go over it for a few minutes just to get like most of the moisture out. Now, sometimes I get a feeling. Sometimes I will completely wet this in the sink before I paint. Just be prepared because I'll show you when I lift up. But look at this. Look how gorgeous this is. And I love this, so I can definitely, which this freaks people out when I do stuff like this, but I could definitely roll it both ways, in and out. Let's see what happens. It's probably going to ruin it. But you see this? That's all stuff that could go on paper, and I'm just going to give it a little tap. And then undo it. See if anything transferred. Maybe not. Just a little bit. That's all I need. Yeah. And you can see this might be a little dark for you. So just go with your finger or your brush and tap it in so it looks like it belongs. Nowadays, that grunge and all that, I say nowadays because, you know, grunge is one of my favorite things to do. You know, you could do all kinds of stuff. So, it could be stronger. It could be, you know, a little more. Wet it with a little bit of paint. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me know what you guys think downstairs. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I mean, not downstairs. My husband texted me from downstairs. Yeah. Tell me what you guys think. I love this. So you'll definitely see this in an art quilt coming up. I'm going to hang it. It's going to dry. And let me know what you guys think. If, you know, you want me to use the watercolor in the background, I would love to. And I just love these colors. I just love these colors. So once it dries, it'll be used in a quilt and you will see it. So that's it. Let me know what you guys think of this down below. I'm trying to get my thoughts together. I'm sorry, I've taken my medicine and I am a little out of it. But hey, aren't we all? Please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. Progress, not perfection. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I love you guys. So I hope you all have a fantastic day. I will see you guys in my next video. Be kind. Be kind. Goodbye.